This is a communications business. Welcome to Sounds Obtuse Podcast. I'm Chris. With me always is my host, Dylan Carter. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. It has been a great night. As always, we go to trivia. Got second place, not bad.
Second place, not too bad.
Not too shabby.
Could have been better.
Could have been better.
We only lost by 10 points.
Only lost by 10 points.
10 points.
Yeah, I mean, you can't win them all.
You can't. It just wouldn't be any fun.
But other than that, my day has been fantastic. But I already experienced my day. How was your day?
I actually happen to have experienced my day, so it's sort of a double-edged sword we're in here. But my day was actually fine. I was sort of riding this euphoric high of being off the next 2 days, which is a luxury that I so very rarely ever get. So, like, 2 days off. I mean, tomorrow I'm pretty sure is Friday.
It is, yeah.
Right? And then
totally
Saturday, I believe Saturday's after that.
Sure
enough. That is the 2 days I have procured off
for
myself.
Those are prime real estate days.
I mean, boy, that's like Broadway on your Monopoly board. Is it Broadway or Boardwalk? What is it? I'm pretty sure it's
Boardway.
Okay, yeah, whatever it is. Pretty sure it's Boardwalk. I'm gonna go with Boardwalk. People are gonna say I'm right down in the comments.
In my last job, when I first moved in there, I had Friday off. We had every other Saturday off. No one worked Sunday, so I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. And when I did work Saturday, it was like off paycheck, which was Thursday. So, fantastic.
Well, I mean, that's good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, though. Unfortunately, that ain't like that right now. So, in this day and age, especially in these most troubling times,
Mr. Gloaty the Goat over there.
2 days off in a row is a real reward.
And I mean, once again, just understaffed. I mean, just if you want to know how your like local retail place is doing, they're understaffed. If you're just
we are on the front lines.
If you're just trying to pop in and maybe you don't work in the grocery store industry and you're just curious what's happening over there, it's absolute chaos. It's anarchy, not the good kind of anarchy. It
almost sounds like a precursor for what's later on in the pod.
I mean, possibly it could be.
Possibly.
It's just it's a nightmare out there. So be thankful for your grocery store staff, your retail workers, because they're doing their best, and it's not their fucking fault they don't have anything. They're absolutely trying their best.
Sometimes though they're just lazy and they don't feel like making the chicken sandwiches.
Go fuck yourself. I hate you so much. Yes, that's what I had a grown man tell me last night because I don't have any 8-piece chicken because no one has any 8-piece chicken. It's all done up.
Things are not coming in stores, people.
But anyway, we'll get into that. But I had a grown man, quote unquote adult as they call them, tell me I ruined his dinner because I did not have any 8-piece chicken. I ruined his dinner.
Ruined it.
Styled it.
His whole family is just gonna have a night of despair. Due to your actions.
I'm sure his little son's gonna be like hovering near with a bowl, just like, please, Daddy, might I have some more porridge? I'm sure that's
what. Well, the man at the grocery store didn't have no more chicken, so we gonna starve tonight.
It's a very eclectic family, just quite the group of accents they have going on in that one household. It's just a wonder that you have a kid from Cockney, England.
Military brats.
I guess so.
It's gotta be what
Pull
it
the
is.
Madonna.
So that was today. We had some weather. I don't know how everyone else.
Oh yes, the icy tendrils have come and caressed us. We have snow on the ground, and it's horrific.
A little bit,
just a little bit. But see, it's foreboding. This is the skirmish line, to put it into a militaristic statement. This is the skirmish line.
Point of no return.
Yeah, I mean, you got your grenadiers over on the left. You got your light infantry.
I think it's
over
pronounced
on the right.
grenadiers.
Shut up. And you got your line shook out, and that's the little dusting that we've gotten tonight. That's what that is. And then tomorrow we're supposed to have the main body. That'll be closing in on us. It's going to be a regular old battle of cowpens, and we just got to find out if we're going to be the British or the Americans.
I think we could survive anything because we got guns. If we got to shoot the snow down, we will.
I mean, that's fair. If it came to it, I have no doubt we would.
Flake by flake.
Flake by flake.
Bullet by bullet.
We have bullets. We have more bullets than they have flakes, I promise.
Plenty of bullets. What else you been getting into this week? Anything new? You been watching anything, listening to anything, reading anything?
Man, I wish I had like a better answer than no.
I understand.
But I
Sometimes you have
honestly
those
don't.
weeks.
I mean, just like because my days off are gonna be
Yeah.
tomorrow and the next day, so I've had like nothing except work. You know, training a good buddy of mine. I actually brought in some help. Got a buddy of mine to help out back in the deli, so I've been training him. So just working a lot of long hours, training, making sure he's trained right.
I feel like training is the best way to learn the way to teach things.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a pretty great non-statement. That's pretty great.
Yeah, because you're like, we usually just put this right here, but you're supposed to put it right here.
I mean, you do a lot of that. You do a lot of that.
So much.
Whole lot of it. But yeah, man, my life has just been go and not a whole lot. But I am looking forward to my days off because what I have is gonna go take a little tour through Yorktown with a good friend of mine who's a historian. It's been a long time since I was able to go catch one of his tours, but I'm gonna go do that and then go just kind of do some of the old things I used to do whenever I had time to myself to do it on like a weekend.
Historical Yorktown should be
Historical
nice. Should be a nice
Yorktown.
weekend for it.
It's gonna be a little bit snowy.
Say if it doesn't snow anymore.
I'm
it
hoping
should be
it's not
nice.
going to be so snowy that it's unbearable. But actually, last year, him and I went for a very similar walk, and it was very cold and snowy. So
That could definitely be nice.
might as well start the tradition.
So, and I think I mentioned last week with ACW Read here, some audiobooks.
You have been, yeah. You were telling
Certainly.
me about something.
I certainly have been.
I think you've been pretty excited about something.
Been playing some video games as well. If you guys ain't fucked around with, before I get into the audiobooks, I do want to make a point of that, but Dead Cells, you familiar?
Is that the stuff you like exfoliate?
No, it's a video game.
Oh,
It's on Game Pass.
I haven't played it.
It's on all your major systems. They have some DLC with crossovers from several other video games. Have you heard of like Hollow Knight or Guacamelee?
I haven't heard of any of that.
So they're fun games. They're, Castlevania, Metroidvania-esque kind of games, but some of them are called roguelites, where like you start each run over from the beginning, sometimes having permanent upgrades. Really addicting gameplay.
Okay.
I've been fucking around with that. Highly recommend it. Saints Row 4. You're playing the Saints Row?
I didn't, but I can't believe there's a fourth one. When
Bro,
did that come out?
So Saints Row 4, no spoilers, because this all happens in like the first 10 minutes. It's super fun. You start off as the leader of the Saints. You remember the Saints, right? Like the gang?
No.
Basically, you're the leader of a gang member. And by the fourth game, that gang member of the Saints leader is now president of the United States. And then alien invasion happens.
Of course it does.
So it's just,
Why would it
just
not?
immediately goes off the rails. It is so goddamn fun and ridiculous. I can't recommend that one enough.
Fun, ridiculous.
It's like playing GTA.
Fun-diculous.
It's like playing GTA with cheat codes on, but that's like the gameplay.
Okay.
If you just want to have some mindless fun, it is fantastic.
I have been getting, while we're on the topic of video games, I have
Oh,
been
yeah.
getting back into Red Dead has been one of the games that I've been playing right now. Red Dead 2, to be specific.
Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2. It's just a great game to get lost in.
I got most of that, and I love that it is pretty much GTA: The Wild West.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't like fully sat down and
You
played it
need
yet.
to sit down and
I
play
know
it.
I need
It's
to.
so
I know I
good.
need
It's so
to.
immersive.
I know I need
Pretend
to.
after a long day, if you pretend that all the townsfolk are your customers that you've seen throughout the day, you will inevitably rack up a large bounty when you murder the entire town.
See, I would try to,
Fun
but
times.
part of me would be like, man,
Fun
I
times.
definitely want to play this twice to get the all good, the all bad, and also like how I would do it. But then I don't know. I think I just go all bad.
You got to play the first one the way that you would like to do it, and then when you get to the end, you can just do whatever you want. Like you can go all the way good and then change it to all the way bad.
Yeah, because I've seen it played. I've played it, but I haven't actually finished it.
Yeah.
But I know the story and stuff.
So look at us.
All that.
This opening segment that we have, honestly, as I'm thinking about it, should just be called "Distraction of the Week."
Yeah, I really should. Huh?
Like, I mean, what distracted you from this dystopian nightmare for a week?
Honestly, even the next thing I'm gonna say.
Oh, no.
Like, well, when I'm at at work or multitasking and walking down the road, you got to have these these stimulations, right?
You got to, dude. Yes, I have always got my earbuds in at work. If I'm walking anywhere, got the earbuds in, listening to lectures.
So yeah, I've been audiobooking it. Some of the more recent entries that I've been getting into is I mentioned this to you as you passed by earlier today. Metamorphosis, Franz Kafka. Are you familiar?
I haven't read it. I'm aware of the book.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
So it's like one of the great classics.
Yeah, it's a seminal piece of literature.
I think I did read a Spark Notes on it one time, but I'm not going to claim that I've got a whole lot of it at the forefront of my mind. So give me the gist.
That was exactly where I was prior to this week,
Okay.
and I finally got to it. And how long do you think it would take audiobook for that book?
I mean, not knowing how long the book is, I'm going to go ahead and guess. Let's say it's 22 hours.
2 hours.
What?
So it's a relatively short story.
Is that abridged?
No.
What?
No, it wasn't a long book. It was more of a short story.
No way.
Yeah. But it's like you hear about it. You're like, Franz Kafka, Metamorphosis.
I mean, I easily listened to that in one day.
Oh, yeah, totally. And it's like, if you didn't know, it's about a guy who wakes up a bug. Hence Metamorphosis. Right? I'm sure there's some deeper level of...
It's an existential piece, isn't it? Like,
oh, totally. He's like, crawling around. I got just some thoughts here. So yeah, like they don't really ever, I believe, explicitly explain if he's like bug sized or human bug. I think they leave it up to the reader, unless I missed something. Because he's like crawling under
Drop it in the
tables and
comments.
stuff. Yeah. Please let us know. It's like his family like realizes that he. Dare I spoil it? I mean, it's been out for like 100 years.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Franz Kafka's Metamorphoses. If you haven't read it yet, you're gonna need to skip ahead a little bit.
You're not missing much though in terms of the book, but you're definitely missing a lot in terms of the podcast. So maybe read the book or accept your fate now.
Final warning.
He turns into a bug. He has a hard time getting up and stuff. And it's describing this, like I said, this existential nightmare of you waking up a fucking bug. It sounds horrific.
It does.
And then like he talks about like he doesn't like the meat and potatoes that he's given, but like that old cheese in the corner. Let me add it. Because he's a fucking bug.
Yeah, right.
And it's eventually like his family's like, all right, I guess Franz is a bug now, And then these new people move in who don't particularly like bugs. And you think it's like a bit of a foreshadow. But basically, his sister's playing violin one day, just entertaining company, running out the house or whatever. Then like, and I did it honestly like this part because like Franz is like he's a fucking bug, so he's trying to just relate to people and just kind of live his life, But he's still a bug. And one of the things that like brought him like some sense of humanity was like listening to the music, I get that.
Yeah. Do you think? I'm sorry to butt in. Do you think bugs listen to music?
Totally.
Do you think like they can like not even just bugs, but like animals in general? Like, do you think that like
plants grow better with like nice
true.
music?
That's true. I totally forgot about that. That is totally true.
Yep. So I totally think it is. But yeah, these guys, they're like, that's a fucking bug, But like, they're not like weirded out as if it's a tiny bug, or if it's a big bug. So it's really confusing to me. I know it's like a weird thing to be confused about.
Okay.
But eventually, as one might guess, he dies.
As bugs do.
And then the family's like, well, maybe that wasn't Franz at all. And we just been fucking with this random ass bug like it's our family member for the past couple months. And then who's really existentially crisis?
I mean, yeah, boy, how the turntables.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm sure there's some like deeper level, and people have probably analyzed it. Like I said, you're familiar with it, and you're like, what's the hubbub about? Well,
I can imagine it's probably quite wasted on you.
Maybe.
I'm joking.
Perhaps. Maybe.
Dear viewers, I'm joking. I am ribbing Christian right now. He's a very smart lad.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm still trying to like come to grips with it, and like in the beginning, it's like he misses the train to work because he's a fucking bug, and like it gets to the point where like because much like you, he's such a good worker that like when he calls out, it's like damn, something must be up. So his manager comes to his house and is like, "Hey, is Franz okay?" And the family doesn't even know he's a bug yet.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think like the metaphor of the metamorphosis.
See what you did there.
Thank you. Is like he didn't want to go to work, and he was like, maybe if I just turn into a bug. The author like had this whole vision fantasy of what if I just turned into a bug, because he didn't want to go to work one day.
Wow.
So yeah, this is Chris's hot take on a book.
I mean, thank you.
I heard the audiobook version of a book I've read in the past, and the audiobook version was great because it was read by Larry King himself.
No way.
Yeah.
This book?
No.
Okay, because
this is another book.
Sign me up right now.
Shit, I can't even think what it was called. How to Talk to Anybody by Larry King, something to that extent. It's a shame I can't even remember the name of the book. I think it was How to Talk to Anybody, right? This is what we're doing. Podcast. We're talking, right?
Here we are.
Sometimes you meet new people like the day of the pod and you got to talk to them, Just how it is sometimes. Big timers. So Larry King, I heard the audiobook of him and it's actually in his voice, which makes it so much better. Because I always read it in his voice.
It's like you're just sitting with him.
Yeah.
And he's telling you about.
Yeah, it's almost like he's like, yeah, I got to read this book. It's me. But it was beautiful. Like I said, I always read it in his voice, and to hear it exactly as I read it, phenomenal. And his first day on the air, one of the disc jockeys quit. And he said his manager was like, all right, if we ever get an opening, you're on. So he's like, hey, kid, get the fuck in here, let's do this. And the volume goes down on the music, fades down, and he goes to say his first words. Nothing comes out. Does this 3 times. His manager kicks in the door. He says, the opening lines to this very show, this is a communications business.
There it is.
There it is. So later in this episode, we're going to be doing a little interview.
Spotlight.
Yeah, there we go. Spotlight of a host in this case.
In this case, it's
we'll call it Spotlight. Spotlight interview. How about that? Spotlight interview.
Spotlight's also one of my favorite movies, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah, so you could say a Larry King inspired Spotlight interview with you, Dylan Carter.
That's me.
Look forward to that at the end of the show. But we got some hot takes here.
That's right.
Some more hot
We're going to be
takes.
doing sort of a loose episode. We're just going to be doing some hot takes, just some things we think are going on. Life's been crazy. There's some stuff that we just don't have time to donate full episodes to right now.
Yeah, but we just want to
we just want to touch on just things that are kind of just itching to be said by us. So we wrote down some hot takes we have, things going on. We're just going to talk about those today. And then, yeah, as Chris said, at the end, I get to be on the end of his amazing
which
interview skills.
I'm honored, by the way.
Likewise,
Good.
honestly, because I am Chris's interview skills. Like I can ask goofy questions and shit, but you don't understand like the
tentativeness,
the type of craft that Chris puts into his questions that might seem like they're just joke questions, just throwaway questions. They're not, and he's so smart at asking questions.
They cut to the core.
They do, yes. I mean, he isn't even being hyperbolic right now. Chris is a fantastic interviewer.
I appreciate that, man.
Dare I say the next Larry King?
Maybe.
I hope to see you up there, kid. This is a communications business.
This podcast is where it all started, so I'm glad to be here with you, buddy.
It's beautiful. Tears in my eyes.
So, do you want me to start with the first?
I think lead it off.
I think pun intended in this case. The first hot topic.
Oh, please.
For all you cats and dolls out there, we had a new festival drop this week. That is a music festival.
Yes.
This festival was called When We Were Young.
Remember?
We recently did a podcast on this very, very topic, essentially. So When We Were Young is a Live Nation Presents festival, and it has all your fucking favorite bands. Every single one of them.
Think back to middle school, early high school.
Name a band, Dylan.
Name a band. I'm going to go ahead and say Paramore.
They're there.
Are they?
Got another one?
A Day to Remember.
Oh, right in the middle.
Are they really?
Big headliner,
no
yep.
Shit. I'm going to go out on a limb here. Falling in Reverse there?
Don't see it, but they might be because there's a lot of fucking names on here.
Okay.
Don't see that.
Read off like the headliners. Who we got?
All right, so here's the headliners. Front, top billing. My Chemical Romance.
I mean, come on.
Next to Paramore.
Amazing.
I honestly feel like I should read all these off. And I think it'd be worth it.
You're going to read all of them.
The good ones.
The good one. Okay, yeah, please.
So AFI, The Used,
yes.
Bring Me the Horizon. Don't remember them.
I remember them vaguely.
Taking Back Sunday.
Remember them.
Dashboard Confessional. Gotta. Alkaline Trio. Don't know Manchester Orchestra. Said Did Remember. Pierce the Veil.
Day to Remember is so good.
The Story So Far. Boys Like Girls. Sleeping with Sirens. Avril Lavigne.
What?
Yeah, dude.
What?
Mayday Parade. The Main. Bright Eyes. Jimmy Eat World. So many more. Senses Fail.
Man, they got all of them. What's your favorite out of like the bands?
So the one I was going to mention next, actually. So we have all these bands, plenty of side bands, and a band that I thought nobody even remembered. Low key, one of my favorite bands. You might even never heard of them, and I'm going to feel like the hipster. Acceptance.
Never heard of them.
Man, shout out NFL Street 2 for featuring Acceptance for their 2004 album Phantoms. That was my childhood right there.
Was it?
Oh man, such a great album. And then they broke up, like all great bands do. But in 2020, they came back, and it was incredible because two of my favorite bands came back. None of them are on here except for Acceptance, of course. Like how I did that.
We did.
303 gonna be there. Remember them?
Vaguely.
It's probably for better.
I'm pretty sure Data Remembers, my favorite band's going to be there, but My Chemical Romance, I mean, just them alone is a reason to go.
Like I said, there's plenty more I'm not reading, but I mean, you get the idea.
Yeah, all the bands from middle school.
Yeah, all the bands.
All the bands. For some reason, Fall Out Boy's not going to be there. I don't know.
We the Kings, there. Hawthorne Heights, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus.
What?
Like,
Hawthorne Heights is going to be there?
Dude,
yes!
Everybody. Yes. Everyone's going to be there.
Oh, I just want to go cry my eyeliner off.
Seosin, Lil Huddy. You get the idea.
I do.
So here's the thing with this festival, though. Have you heard any more about it than just like who's headlining?
No, I was waiting on you.
There's like 60 headliners, right?
Okay.
Keep that in mind. There's like 60 bands here. One day.
What is this, like a fire sale on nostalgia?
Yeah. That's the thing. People are like, the logistics of this just don't make sense. Combined with the fact that the tickets are no refund, no exchanges. It's a little sussy.
I feel like it's gonna be like a buffet, where it's like there's just gonna be like 20 stages, and they're all gonna be playing at different times or at the same time, and it's all right. Go see whoever your favorite band is. Try to get like 2 or 3 of them, and then get the fuck out of there.
Pretty much, like
gonna spend most of your time fighting the crowds, trying to get between different stages. Probably.
That's thing.
Sad, man. Don't fucking ruin it.
Like you got to make this 2 days. At least.
At least 2 days. There's no. I figured this was like a fucking week-long festival.
No, this is a 1-day deal.
It's insane.
So yeah, there's some logistics that need to be figured out.
Yeah, logistically speaking, that's a feat.
It almost seems too good to be true, and at this point, it might be.
Is it a hoax? Is it a hoax?
It was posted by Live Nation.
Democratic hoax.
So I mean, you'd like to think it's real.
You know? Would.
When like the major ticket selling organization for bands that are touring promotes this. I can understand wanting a bunch of money, but
to get all of it in one day,
it's a lot.
That is so much. That's so many. Like, I mean, what are they doing? Like one song a piece?
Yeah, I've seen several people like do the math, and it's like if every band had like 5 minutes, it would still take like 27 hours, something like that.
What?
So like.
There's got to be more. I'm telling you, it's going to be multiple stages.
Oh, yeah, it's 3 stages.
Oh, it's 3 stages?
Yeah, but still.
I mean, I hate that because I understand you got to break it up, but at the same time, it's like I like the experience of just getting to camp out in one spot, post up, and see all the bands come to me instead of having to be like play. Let's fucking like play Chutes and Ladders and see which bands we can go see, which bands we can't. That's sad. Honestly, I was so excited about this, and you really bummed me out.
Well, these things come with precautionary tales about early adoption, that sort of thing. That could be a whole other pod topic for another time, like Kickstarter pre-sales and things like that.
Yeah,
I got some words to say about those. Much like the weather.
So that is when we were young.
Know the worst part about this,
Please.
the killer, if you will,
is
that a festival called When We Were Young. There's no killers. You know that they did the song When You Were Young.
Oh, is that what they were trying to? Did they not like secure them or something?
No, there's no killers in that lineup.
No,
which would be fitting.
It would be,
but missed opportunity. I hope it goes. I hope
possibly
it goes well.
The first of many.
I hope it goes well.
Yes, all the good vibes. I hope it's exactly what people were paying for.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't turn out to be a disaster.
Yes. I'm just going to hope for them because I'm not going. It doesn't affect me any, but all the hopes.
I would love to go. It sounds like an awesome idea. I pray it works.
Yeah, all the hopes.
So what you got next?
Mine is going to be a little personal. We sort of alluded to this one at the beginning.
Did we?
Something we're all dealing with right now, collectively. That's shortages. So you go to your grocery store, you're probably used to finding most of the stuff you like. Seeing, you kind of know where it all is. You go, you find it, and it's not there. Suddenly, it's just not there. What do? Well, if you're the people that come to our food line, you scream and yell at us because we don't have it. At least a good portion of people. I don't mean to paint all customers with a broad brush. It's just the loudest people that get noticed the most. But I thought it might be interesting if we do our part to explain what is actually happening here.
That's not a bad idea.
At least a little bit. Look, we don't have time to get into the nitty-gritty of all the economic stuff that gets into this. I understand it to a degree, I believe. I'm not going to claim to be a professor in this stuff. Not going to claim that. Do your independent research.
Yeah, we're no economists.
No, I'm not. But I might pretend to be one occasionally.
Just because I'm a Jew doesn't make me one either.
These shortages, what they are caused by and what they are not caused by.
Listen up.
Listen up. Hey, you in the back.
You washing those dishes. Put them down for a sec.
Gary, listen. The shortages, for the most part, we're seeing shortages in everything. We're seeing shortages in cream cheese. We're seeing shortages in baby formula. We're seeing shortages in, yes, indeed, chicken. We are seeing shortages in chicken. Why? Good question. Thank you for asking it.
Can chickens get COVID?
No. 3 main reasons can sum up most shortages. Extreme weather. There's been crazy storms, winter storms happening all over the country right now. A little known fact, trucks drive on roads, and when roads get iced out and snowed on, you can't really travel as much.
You don't say.
It's honestly crazy, but if you step back and think about it, it makes a lot of sense.
I also hear there's a lot of people quitting and such.
This is also a thing. So there's a lot of people that are quitting their jobs because their jobs suck and they're not getting paid properly. Fair point, I would say. So places like warehouses or truck drivers seeing a lot of labor shortages for those reasons. Another reason, you have increased demand. Chicken, believe it or not, the popularity of chicken in this country alone, skyrocketing right now. It's going up. People are digging chicken. I blame the air fryers.
Could be.
Could be the air fryers.
That's a
possibility. That's speculation, though.
Some people call him Brandon, but air fryers, another way to great euphemism there.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that now, specifically because this is my realm. This is where I reside, and that is chicken. I'm the chicken man. I work in chicken. I deal with chicken every day. Chicken is my life.
It's a shame that can't be an end bit because it's actually in the pot.
Chicken is my life, so I want to explain this to you. The number one reason that
I am a chicken man.
There's the number one reason that chicken is hard to come by right now. Are you ready? Listen up. Tyson decided that they were going to exchange their roosters that they usually use for better roosters, which would create better offspring, bigger offspring, more chicken. People would be happier.
So we're in like a lull point right now.
No, not because of, well, yes, we are, but not because of that. The problem is it worked. They exchanged the vast majority of their chickens for these new chickens, but the new chickens don't fertilize as many eggs. So while the chickens are better, they don't have as many of them. That's a problem they didn't know. A Tyson representative said, "We honestly made a bad bet on bad chickens." I'm paraphrasing. That's essentially what he said.
That takes a lot of nerve as a corporation to really just cut
they
the
owned up to it.
Yeah.
They basically said, yep, we thought this was going to be a good thing. Turned out to be a terrible thing.
And they do a lot. And
Tyson is
last week,
huge.
Owned by Sony.
You can't underestimate how much chicken comes from Tyson. I don't have the actual numbers in front of me, so I'm not going to make them up.
It's insane.
But it is so much. Tyson is huge in the market share of chicken,
over
especially
50,
in this country.
Probably like 64%.
So you combine the fact that there's less chicken, increased demand, that's already a humongous problem. Then there's less truckers and less people working in warehouses, okay? Plus extreme weather, clogging the roads, making transport difficult. These are all logistical issues.
Omicron.
All of this, yes, Omicron, not even to mention Omicron,
yeah.
Not even to mention a resurgence in the pandemic.
Yeah, I felt silly even throwing it in there, but I feel like I had to.
And I'm not going to even begin to insist that this is it. This is just the major things. There's so many minor things happening here. My major point that I just want to lead off with this is, on this hot take about shortages, it's so fucking complicated. It's so complicated.
So many levels, so many layers.
Economics, our global economic system, and it is indeed a global economic system now, is so complicated and therefore so fragile. And yes, there is a conversation to be had about whether or not that's a good or a bad thing to be so interconnected and interdependent. That's fine to have that conversation. But that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about the whole thing fucking being backed up. Now, Tyson does actually say there isn't actually a chicken shortage. They can still fulfill demand. The problem is, one of the major problems is the other side of it, which is the trucker shortage and the labor shortage. It's
So
not
you don't
that
want to be sitting on a bunch of chicken that you can't ship out.
it's not that there's not enough chicken. It's that they can't get it to where it needs to be. So there's less chicken than normal, increased demand than usual, and less people to get it where it needs to go.
I think the term is compound problems.
Yes, you can see how okay, like, and it's frustrating because people literally talk to me at Food Lion about how this is Joe Biden's fault. Say whatever you want about Joe Biden. If you like him, cool. You don't like him, cool. It doesn't matter. But if you think he is single-handedly responsible for the fact that there's no chicken on the shelf, you are fucking stupid.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
when you
Like
put it that way.
you're dumb. There is so many intricate things that go into our global the global economic system that our country's economic system is a part of. So many little spider webs of intricacies. And when humongous, ground-shattering things like COVID and these supply shortages that spawn off of it happen, the whole thing begins to be tested and at times can falter and fall apart. And that's what we're witnessing.
We're in the thick of it.
It's important to remember there is a ton of food still on the shelf. It's just certain things that you're missing.
And you don't need those anyway. And this
You
is combined
don't.
with the fact that I think it was like Nabisco, their workers were on strike not too long ago. So if they're, haven't figured that whole shit out, they're still pushing things out slowly.
Another thing with the whole chicken shortage is, and I can attest to this, because right now I am totally out of 8-piece chicken. Okay, I don't have any white meat chicken. I don't have any dark meat chicken. Chicken tenders are running out. However, I've got 12 full cases of rotisserie chicken. The full bird.
Nobody wants that.
No. People do want it, but this is the thing. You have to have extra processing steps to take it from a full bird to tenders or 8-piece or dark meat. There's extra steps, and that's where that labor shortage is kicking in. That's why, and to Tyson's point, we have the chicken, which is why I'm getting a ton of rotisserie chickens. They exist. However, the processing is where you're seeing a lot of slowdown because of Omicron, the extreme weather, the labor shortages, stuff not getting where it needs to be, and people not being there when it does. That's where the processing side comes in. That's why you aren't getting processed chicken. Your chicken breasts are out. Your chicken tenders are out. That's what's happening there. So there's humongous things happening that are affecting this delicate web that is the economic system of this country and this world. It's not just Joe Biden. You don't have to like him, and I'm not arguing that you like him. He's not exactly my favorite guy, and I'm not defending him. But the president of the United States, be it Biden or Trump or Obama or the Bushes, it doesn't matter. They are not these all-powerful beings that can change the stock markets with a snap of a finger or raise and lower gas prices.
You're telling me
with a
Joe
nod of the
Biden
head.
doesn't wake up every morning with his right-hand man saying, hey, Joe, should we raise the price on chicken today? And he says, you know what? Raise it up and don't send them out.
Yeah.
Right on, Joe.
And that's what people think is happening, and it's just ridiculous. It's just asinine that like you're so confident in your knowledge about something so intricate when it's just so minimal. I don't know. It's frustrating, but I hope my little rant about this has helped a little bit. There are real issues. Do your own research, please. Like look into this. You can find all of this easily accessible. It's not hidden anywhere. It's not a cabal hiding this shit. It's open and on the fucking internet for you to find. Everywhere you can imagine that there's news, you can find this information.
I know you're talking specifically about like especially grocery stores in this instance, but I'm sure even like in places like Best Buy, like they might not have your fucking PS5s in stock.
The chip shortages. My girlfriend.
That's not their fault.
My girlfriend, to get my Xbox, had to go through back channels. Basically, she had to find the extra ways to get it. But that is the shortages. Christian, what do you have?
At the top of the show, I actually mentioned I'm playing some video games, and I might have just gotten back into just playing some games, but you know who never quit playing?
Who?
G4, baby.
They did.
And G4's actually been in the news recently. They got a whole new slew of hosts from people you may or may not know, and they've actually brought them back together for a revival of the old G4 TV. You got classics like Adam Sessler, Kim Pereira. But in today's case, we're talking about a new member who some of you guys may not know. Her name is Frosk. And
Indiana Black.
Them too?
Indiana Black is her actual name, but she does go by Frost.
Okay. See, I know her as her own name, stage persona. So Frosk said some words to a certain member of the audience. Some might say...
Essentially the entire audience, though. Like,
some might say caused an uproar. And I remember watching this because I'm a huge fan of G4, and I remember seeing this live as it happened.
oh, yes.
Yeah, I was watching the live stream
Okay.
as it happened, and I was like yeah, that's cool stuff because it was it was a whole stream, so like you'll see like the clips of it, So I remember watching it, and if I'm not mistaken, Gerard the completionist.
Yes.
He was there, and he's kind of like yeah, I totally agree with this stuff, in his own way,
Mm-hmm.
It was potentially, she didn't have to necessarily call them out in that moment, but there was no better moment to do such a thing, and I think she made a valid point.
Did you write down what she said?
I don't have her exact quote.
I got it.
Thank you.
I
have the summarization of the point that she was really getting out. And like I said, I watched it live, but then I saw like the actual clip they posted, and they really like concised it. And I'm like, man, like I was growing to be a fan. Like I said, I love old G4, and I didn't know who she was prior to, but I've watched her and everything I've liked she's done. But I saw this lady say these things, and I couldn't agree more with what she said.
I think yes, you summed that up well. I think I would be remiss. I don't have the entire quote in its unbroken entirety. Yeah. I have some of the major themes she was trying to get across, and I would be remiss if we did not quote her here.
Please do. I'm glad you did.
So yes, I want to say she basically said what she was responding to. Let's say that to start off. She was responding to several comments, one in particular that said during the live stream that she was not as bangable as other hosts that had been on the show. And she responds, "It has somehow become acceptable that you can talk about how much you jerk off to a woman as a compliment. It's dehumanizing and weird. Women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you. Olivia Munn didn't exist to be nice on the eyes for you. It's 2022. Let's be nicer to people." And then she finished with, to roaring applause from the crowd, "If you don't like it, don't watch it."
Well said.
I don't see where the fuck the backlash is coming from. And it's like people are getting mad because she said that there's sexism in the video game industry.
She's worked in it for a long time.
It doesn't take... Yeah, she isn't some outsider. She's been here the whole time.
Yeah, she, if I'm not mistaken, she was doing like commentary for League of Legends esports.
Yes, that is where
so
she
knows
she
her
broke
shit.
into it. Yes. And it's like, honestly, like if you've ever played an RPG and seen the quote-unquote armor given to female characters...
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
I was listening to a podcast today where there was like a video game where one of the characters breathed through her skin so she couldn't wear clothes. In a video game, of course.
Of course.
Trying to justify your preferredness.
Just got to. Just got to find a way to make it.
What we're saying is it goes to ridiculous bounds too.
Yes, and it's like, I mean, Frost makes such a good point. I don't see where the controversy is coming from, especially in this day and age where we have like what's happening with Activision, what's happening with Blizzard. Like, how can you not look at that and go, yeah, she's absolutely right. There's a humongous problem here. She isn't saying that every male that plays video games is sexist, but she's saying that the video game industry is completely geared towards the male market, and they are very happy to over-sexualize women as much as they need to, dehumanize them as much as they need to stay on that market. And that's a fucking problem.
And that I won't say it undeniably leads to, but there is undeniably a certain toxic culture that comes with, I think, gaming in general.
Yeah.
When you're in, a gaming environment, it can be competitive. It can be tense. Of course it is fantasy land. It's some sort of a form of escapism. But your tensions are usually high, especially when you're talking with other people. And I'm sure you've seen the clips of, boyfriend puts the headset on his girlfriend, and they're in a Call of Duty lobby, and, unspeakable things get said to her.
Yeah.
And even yourself, I'm sure you've been in those same Call of Duty lobbies.
I quit playing. So I love Call of Duty. It's one of my favorite franchises. I quit playing Call of Duty and did not get. I was offline. Okay, I got online back when Call of Duty 4 came out. I got online right there. I was in the very heyday. But dude, it lasted about. I think I got like a 3-month membership, and when that expired, I didn't need it anymore. Because the people that would get on there would just shout the meanest, rudest shit. And yeah, I'm a grown-ass man. I can fucking take having shit shouted at me. That's not a problem. But if I'm trying to relax and enjoy a game, I don't feel like I need to have to. And here's the huge fucking thing. I'm a cis, white, male, semi-straight. I can imagine the horrific things that could be said to
I've heard
people who
plenty
aren't
of
those
F-slur
things.
slung across
Yes.
my headphones.
I mean, that is the gamer go-to.
No, totally.
I mean, everybody gets the F word.
There's actually that famous video of the guy in like a real life Call of Duty tournament, and he just drops the hard F. I'm like, whoa, buddy, you need to simmer down.
That's how you lose your sponsorship.
That's a technical
foul.
Indeed, but what I think Frost said was very well spoken, because like especially now it's like even if you made the argument like, well, Olivia Munn had no prior gaming knowledge, and she was more of like a face for the show than someone who's been in the industry a long time. But like I said, this is 22. We have Twitch streamers whose literal job it is to play video games, present video games, and that's what this network is about. That we really gotta. I'm going to say it, Dylan. We got to do better.
Did you see the backhanded comments that were given to Frost? There was obviously numerous backhanded comments.
So,
however,
I'll say this. I watched the YouTube stream, not the Twitch stream, and I can almost guarantee the Twitch stream is a lot more cumbersome.
So, I mean, this is just like even after the fact. These are just people's musings. The fucking, oh my God, the philosophical musings of neckbeards and incels, essentially. But what they were saying was, how dare she say that Olivia Munn was only a pretty face? Olivia Munn was not a pretty face. She was actually quite cultured in video games, and Frost is just upset because she is unattractive. That's the kind of bullshit that you were hearing. And here's the thing. She never said Olivia Munn was just a pretty face. So stop using that to justify your fucking sexism. She never... Stop getting on your own soapbox about how, all of a sudden Frost is sexist. She's not saying Olivia Munn was always just a pretty face. She's saying that that's not what people cared about, because the people in the comments weren't talking about how Frost doesn't know as much about video games as Olivia Munn. That's not what they were saying. That's not what they were talking about. They were saying that she wasn't as bangable as Olivia Munn. Yeah, and if you think that's somehow acceptable, fuck off.
Yeah, it's really not cool.
Yeah, Olivia Munn is very talented and does know her shit about games. Absolutely true. Frost didn't deny that. I'm not denying that. I don't believe Chris is denying that. No one's denying that. So stop using that as a justification for your argument, because it doesn't hold fucking water at all.
And honestly, she is one of the better parts of the new X-Play.
I think so.
Fantastic reviews.
I love what G4 is doing.
I do too.
It's fantastic. And it's ridiculous that people are saying, oh, this is the death of G4. Why? Because when was G4 not progressive? I'm trying to think back to this heyday that these neckbeards are like hearkening back to, when G4 was like not so woke. When was Adam Sessler not campaigning for more diversity? I don't understand. Like, Adam Sessler's not everyone's favorite person. I mean, that's fine.
Honestly, like, you go back to the two shows like X-Play, when you had, Morgan Webb, or even, I think it was like, there's so many shows they had, but probably 50-50 male to female host. Mm-hmm. Gamers. Nearly unheard of in the early 2000s.
I don't know. It's so frustrating. Gamer culture is so toxic.
It is.
It's so toxic that when you say it's toxic, you get attacked. And it's like, wow, look at that. I'm right.
Yeah, I think the sooner we can get over, like, console wars.
Oh my God.
Can you believe that's a thing still?
I don't get it.
We need to get past that before we can deal with all this other shit. I think, unfortunately, as a whole in the culture.
I think that is a symptom of the culture we're in.
Oh, totally.
Is it a symptom, or is it the thing that fucking led to it? I don't know, but
yeah, it's almost like Democrat Republican. In a way.
Yeah,
and it's
I want to see if there is. What do you think? Is there a correlation?
I would almost say Republicans PS4, PlayStation.
I would absolutely say that Microsoft is your definitely going to be your progressives. Certainly.
We'll have to do some studies on that. Come back with you guys.
Seattle-based company? Come on.
Do you have another hot take?
I think
you want to go for?
I think I do. I can't get.
Let's go for it.
Well, I'm gonna give this to you. Do you want to go lighthearted or do you want to go foreboding doom? What do you want?
How do you think your interview is gonna go?
Pretty good.
All right, let's go forbidding doom then.
Okay, perfect. So Russia, Ukraine. Here we are again.
Nice.
I just want to. There's a few things happening here. I just want to touch base on it. So recently, we all kind of have a gist what's going on. Russia's been massing troops on the Ukrainian border inside of Belarus and also alongside the Russian-Ukrainian border. Not looking good. They have been stacking missiles. They have a really stupid named missile, Ixander M ballistic missile. They've been stacking those next to the border with Ukraine. Not looking good there. Some of the newer developments, Spain, France, and Canada have all sent warships to the Black Sea. If you got Canada sending their navy after you, maybe you should look at what you're doing.
You done goofed?
I mean, you gotta work hard to piss off Canada. You really do. You have to put effort. It takes a sizable amount of your GDP, honestly, to piss off Canada. So
send out warships.
I mean, honestly, that's impressive, Russia. I'm going to give you that one. The U.S. and NATO have all declared that they are going to send allies and possibly arms.
That's the North American Taco Association.
You nailed it. They're going to send arms and men and also tacos, apparently, to Ukraine to help. The UK alone, on its own initiative, are sending 30 elite troops and 2,000 anti-tank weapons. The fearless leader of this country, Joe Biden, or for some reason people call him Brandon. I don't understand what's going on.
Joey B.
Joey B. Yeah, I guess that works either way, whether you call him Brandon or Biden. I just call him Biden. That is his name. He says any Russian movement into Ukraine will be considered an invasion. And he said that.
I saw that at his press conference.
He said that he actually had to so that's his addendum.
The question asked was very long-winded, and I think it was designed to confuse him.
And the press conference was not his shining moment. I'm not going to claim it was. He could have answered some questions better, maybe got a little bit less frustrated with some stuff. But he did come back out and clarify the remarks, which I do appreciate. And that's when he said any Russian movement into Ukraine will be considered an invasion, and this will warrant at least sanctions like they have never seen, and possibly allies and weaponry going to Ukraine and its allies. So something to watch there. I mean, that's essentially, we all saw Russia doing its own positioning over in Kazakhstan, so Russia's just really trying to spread its tendrils. Oh, Biden did say that we believe an attack from Russia into Ukraine is planned. It could happen at any moment, essentially. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Think they're gonna go for it?
I do. I don't want to make a prediction.
I think you did last episode.
I mean, oh yeah, you're right. I totally did.
Too late
That's right. That was a prediction. You're right. Too late. So yeah, I was only gonna say I don't. As a historian, generally, we're very bad at predicting the future. So I try not to.
Meteorologist.
So I try to not make too many predictions. I forgot that I was forced to make a prediction because of you.
It was your idea. you stopped me in my tracks. Said prediction. Give it to me.
Okay. So anyway, I misspoke there, but yeah. So I'm not
You don't want to armchair militarize.
Yeah, I don't fucking know is basically what I'm trying to say. I'm no authority on this. I'm just reading you what I've read.
Okay.
However, if you're asking me what I honestly believe, yeah, I think they are going to go for it. I think they're too poised not to. If they back down now, it's going to look like they totally back down to NATO. Is Russia going to stand for that? I don't believe it. I don't believe Russia's going to stand for just looking weak in the eyes of NATO and the rest of the world. I don't see that happening. So yes,
yeah,
I do
not
think
against Russia and shit, right?
Yeah, I do think that's going to happen. If you wanted, I did want to run through something real quick.
Okay.
Can we do this real quick?
Totally.
So we got the NFL playoffs going on.
Of course.
Real quick, I just want to get your opinion on some of these games. We got Cincinnati Bengals playing the Tennessee Titans. Who wins?
Tennessee Titans got a good record. I'm going to go Tennessee's at home, right? They haven't been in there for a while, and I think they're hungry. Cincinnati is a good team. Obviously, they won't be where they're at without those kind of numbers. But I'm gonna go Tennessee. Haven't seen them in a while.
I used to live 2 hours away from Nashville, so semi-home team, closest NFL team to us. I'm gonna go ahead and say let's go Tennessee. San Fran versus Green Bay. Who you got?
A classic NFC matchup. I'm surprised this isn't the conference championship. Two historically great teams. I think Aaron Rodgers is due for another one. San Fran's quarterback can't compete with that. And I think ultimately that's what that game's going to come down to. West Coast style offenses. Packers.
I'm going to go ahead and say I have a good friend who's a San Fran fan. I'm going to go ahead and say let's go San Fran. Also, I hear Green Bay likes people to continue dying from COVID because they are actually very anti-mask. At least apparently their quarterback
I don't
is.
think COVID lives in the cold. It's cold in Wisconsin.
Is it? Okay. So, but I'm pretty sure their quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, pretty anti-mask, pretty anti-vaccine.
I can't comment on that about him.
You can't. You
Personally.
don't know?
He's not my quarterback.
Last time that you talked to him, what did he say?
He said we're gonna win.
Okay. That's what they always say. L.A. Rams, Tampa Bay.
Fuck Tom Brady. LA Rams.
Fuck Tom Brady. It's still going to be Tampa Bay. And we have Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs.
Andy Reid, Coach Andy Reid. But as an Eagles fan who has no dog in this race, fuck Dallas. I gotta go Andy Reid. That's my boy. I want to give him that ring because he's a good coach. That's my pick.
Honestly like what I'm seeing out of Mahomes. So I'm
I
gonna
do too.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Kansas City.
Yeah, I think Kansas City's gonna lock in that one.
All right, thank you. So I wanted to run through that and get some ideas about that, but I believe
We have just enough time
an interview
for
for
an
me.
interview. All right, so we're gonna kind of like rapid fire these.
Rapid fire.
So this is the interview we've all been waiting for.
That's right. Spotlight.
Spotlight interview. Dylan Carter, the third.
No, just first.
All right, Dylan Carter.
Dylan Carter.
So speaking of being a third, you're not. Are you a junior?
I'm not.
Who's your dad?
His name's Stephen Carter.
Stephen Carter. Got any siblings?
Do I have any siblings? Yeah, I have 2 brothers and a sister.
2 brothers and sister. And
Yep.
what age are you?
I am the youngest.
The youngest.
Yep, Danny's the oldest. Dana is the second oldest. Devin is the third, and me, Dylan, is the last.
All D's, huh?
All D's.
Parents choose those, or did the kids?
My mom's name's Deborah, and she was married to Dan and had the 3 siblings. And then my father's name's Steve, obviously.
Okay, so you have 5 siblings?
No, 4.
4 siblings, including you.
No, yeah. 4 siblings, counting me.
Okay, so go from top to bottom.
Danny, Dana, Devin, me.
1 sister.
Yep.
Are you a communist?
No, I'm more of a social democrat.
Social democrat. Is God gay?
I think God's whatever you want him to be.
Okay. Bacon or ham?
Bacon.
Every time?
Every time.
Bacon every time. All right. So earlier before the podcast, you were doing some stretches, and I got to ask, why do you hate your life?
That's just an exclamation that I say whenever I feel anything.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, you just kind of like, you never just like look around and you're just like, ugh, 40 to 50 more years of this?
Sometimes.
Terrifying.
Sometimes. I know the feeling.
I already hurt. Like, it's just not going to get any better.
Yeah,
You get it.
it's like when you're doing the stretches that not because you want to.
Right.
Do you like memes?
I love memes.
You got a favorite meme?
I have a favorite like meme.
Like, I
To
guess meme
use?
format.
Meme format.
Crying Jordan.
Probably either Surprise Pikachu
It's a good one.
or the puppet.
A real question here.
Ooh, a real one as opposed to the other ones.
Jam, jelly, preserves.
Usually preserves are my favorite. Although, can I ask you a question? Do you know the difference between jam and jelly?
One is like the actual gelatin made of like the fruit juice, if I'm not mistaken.
It's actually quite simpler than that.
Really?
Yeah, the difference is I can't jelly my dick up your ass.
Can't believe I fell for that.
What a dumb joke. I hate
knew
that
it.
joke, but I wanted to get it in there.
All right.
Get it in there.
Best historic battle ever.
Best historic battle ever. Oh my God. What the fuck's wrong with you? How dare you? I'm going to say best. What the fuck does that even mean?
Your favorite.
Best.
Your favorite.
My favorite historic battle. Oh God. I'm going to
I said I'm asking you the time, not how a clock works.
Yeah, okay. Off the cuff, I'm going to go ahead and say Vicksburg. It's one of the most important battles.
Down around Vicksburg,
Sure.
around Louisiana way.
Or it's not technically a battle. However, Sherman's March to the Sea is definitely one of my
Ooh.
favorite campaigns in
I
military
do love
history.
that one.
So if I can swap out battle for campaign, Sherman's March to the Sea.
Okay, I'll let you do that. Okay, next up, French toast, pancakes, or waffles?
Pancakes. Every day of the week.
Pancakes.
And chicken and waffles though, if I can have that. But if I'm just having like one of those items, it's pancakes.
Pancakes? All right. McDonald's or Burger King?
Burger King. Burger King. Think about it, Burger King.
Did the Burger King Kids Club have any influence in that decision?
I don't even know what that is.
Okay. All right, give me 5 words that rhyme with time.
Mine.
There's 1.
Dime.
There's 2.
Slime.
There's 3. That was one of the ones I thought of. There's 4.
And
something.
Line.
Okay, line. I was gonna say rind, pork rind. Something we eat.
This is true.
All right, give me a sonnet. You almost gave me 5 right there with like those bars you were spitting: line, fine, dime, rhyme, line. But just give me a little sonnet.
I don't have a sonnet, even though I love poetry. I don't have a sonnet. It's not a sonnet, but half a league, half a league, half a league onward, all into the valley of death rode the 600. Forward, the light brigade, charge for the guns, he said. Into the valley of death rode the 600. You can have that.
I'll take that. That counts. All right, what's 47 minus 13?
47 minus 13 is going to be 34.
Okay, that's the answer I got as well.
Good.
What happened when you were 6?
When I was 6, I was recovering from the tragic event of my parents' divorce.
It's pretty rough. If you could re-choose your name.
Oh, also 9/11.
9/11.
9/11.
Of course.
Shout out
9/11.
first episode.
Shout out first episode 9/11. Yeah, would you choose a different name?
No, I actually love the name Dylan.
Dylan.
It's actually Welsh when it's spelled the right way, Dylan. It's actually Welsh for of the sea.
And you spell yours Dillon.
I don't. I just said I spell it Dylan the correct way. But it's very ironic that my name means of the sea, and I am in fact thalassophobic. So I love the irony.
Very ironic. Okay, cheese. Favorite cheese. Best cheese.
Gouda. Smoked Gouda.
Smoked Gouda. Bread. English muffin with pancake. If you want to count that as bread.
No, we're gonna go ahead and go with brioche.
Brioche. Okay.
Classy.
Charcoal or gas?
Charcoal.
Charcoal. Would you have acquitted OJ?
Would I have acquitted OJ? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
He was 100% guilty.
So he did it.
Yeah, he fucking did.
Okay.
But I also understand the broader implications that were happening around that time.
Was it you who came in first place at the Soapbox Derby?
No, it was not.
Not you.
No.
Okay. All right. So last question: Are you dabbing or are you cranking that Soldier Boy?
So I don't really know what any of that means, but if anyone ever offers me a dab, I will take it. So dabs.
Okay, dabs it is. Dylan is dabbing. He ain't cranking that Soldier Boy. Well, that was the interview. I
Honestly,
hope you enjoyed.
That was exhilarating. If I could
so.
just say so. I mean,
I thought so.
That's amazing.
All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that spotlight interview.
It was actually really fun. I really want to write one of those for you now.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Expertly done, Christian.
You're very welcome, man. I hope the people really get a fully understanding of who you are.
Certainly.
Hank Hill wouldn't approve, but what can we say?
Damn it, Bob.
So a couple of things before we close out the show here. There's a gentleman in Louisiana, speaking of Vicksburg, who's running for...
It's in Mississippi, but it's close.
I thought he had a Louisiana pin.
No.
What?
Vicksburg is in Mississippi.
Oh, close enough.
Sure.
He was smoking that dank in an ad campaign.
He sure enough was, and he getting them votes for it, too.
Yeah, I saw one of the comments said, I'm about to move to Louisiana.
I did. I saw the same. Yes, exactly. His name is Gary Chambers, candidate for Senate from Louisiana. Gary Chambers. And he is going viral. He's a very young man running for Democrat, and he gives this 30-second ad where he is talking about puffing that Chiba and how people be puffing that Chiba.
He got hella stats.
And they be going to fucking jail for it. And
fucked up.
States are wasting money trying to enforce these bullshit laws, and it's time to put an end to it. I fully agree. I believe Christian does as well.
100%.
So if you want to donate to a good campaign this political season, Gary Chambers, Democrat, running for U.S. Senate in Louisiana, good place to start.
All right, a couple other things. We have a listener.
Oh, yes. I've been waiting for this.
So we have a listener in Brussels, apparently. That's what it is. Brussels. This is the UK, right? Brussels?
This is in Belgium.
Okay, Brussels, Belgium.
Well, I hope he's going to come out and comment about that.
Please do, because
Was that bait, Christian?
so like we don't know if it's like maybe someone using a VPN. We don't know if we actually have a person in Brussels. But so far we posted 10 episodes, and this person has listened to us 10 times. So one would presume that means that they have listened to each episode. If that is true, we'd like to know. If you are actually listening, person in Brussels or dog, whatever you may be, if you're listening to this podcast, leave a comment.
Yeah.
Leave a like in the comments.
Yes, please. This is an APB. Like Christian said, it could be a VPN thing, and if that's the case, disappointing. But we still have one faithful viewer. That's amazing. We'll take that. We will take that. We will take a domestic viewer. That's fine.
Totally.
But
maybe someone accidentally hit subscribe on us, and now like one of our videos pops up. They're just like, what is this? And we just want to know.
Yeah, we just want to know. Like, are you actually in Brussels? And if so, I want to find a way to do an interview.
Yeah, we would love to.
Know.
If you like what you just heard with Dylan and you want to be interviewed.
Ooh, yes. You do, by the way.
No, you definitely do. We could set up a Skype call. We'll figure it out.
Put it in the comments or
DM us. DM
us
open.
Anything. We just want to like reach out to us. We're just interested in hearing from you what you have to say, what you have to add to our pod.
And I think that goes for anybody. We want to know.
Yes.
Like I said, like in the comments, like in the subscriptions, like this video, like this comment.
And
everything.
Please tell your friends. Always
subscribe
tell a friend.
to the comments.
If you like this pod, tell a friend who would also like this pod. Spread the word, guys.
Share it. All that good stuff.
So with that being said, I think we can go and close out here.
I think so. We got some, crazy stuff for you. Go ahead.
It has been a fantastic time. I've had a blast getting interviewed.
Man, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was gonna say it's been a blast.
Getting to
should have said it first.
Relieve my spleen with some of my hot takes and rants.
Yeah, this really is almost therapy in a way.
It is.
Sometimes I used to write in a notebook, and sometimes I'm like, well, I could write, or I could just save it for the pod.
Save it for the pod.
Yeah, get those thoughts out. It's really, really nice. Thank you guys again for listening.
Indeed. It has been a
Love
blast.
each and every one of you. Anything else you want to say?
Just peace and love.
Peace and love, guys. You know the rest.
That's exactly what it sounds like. Boy, we better be careful when we get slapped with copyright infringement. Honestly, I think.
Yeah, we can't just post a fucking audio of In Living Color.